A great sport lineup for Sunday afternoon here on BBC Two. Ali with you live. At 5:30, the focus is on Rugby League Championship playoffs. But now it's WSL Match of the Day live from Villa Park with Alex Scott.
Now, earlier than originally billed on BBC One, the latest on how the opening season WSL table is shaping up.
Hello there, this is BBC Two Northern Ireland with almost 6 hours of live sport. We have gymnastics and rugby league to come, but first football, and we're off to Manchester and the Women's Super League.
Welcome to BBC One this autumnal Sunday afternoon. Kate here, live. Now to the Emirates Stadium for WSL action. Arsenal v Aston Villa.
A Merseyside derby, an all-London affair and a clash of titans at the Emirates. Plenty of big games and heaps of action up and down the country in the Women's Super League this weekend. Later than billed, here's the best bits.
You're on BBC Two Northern Ireland now. How's this for an early season table topper? The Women's Super League, Leicester versus Manchester. Our match of the day, live.
Now BBC One, enjoy more footy. I'm hearing a big result went down with Man United and Everton today. Plus we catch up with all the action from the WSL.
Welcome to Sunday afternoon on BBC Two. I'm Diane here live. Settle in for an afternoon of live sport, starting with the Blues versus the Gunners, Match of the Day live, Women's Super League, Arsenal versus Manchester City.
Into a future without love, our late-night film Equals, starring Kristen Stewart and Guy Pearce, after an earlier-than-billed roundup of WSL highlights.
Sunday afternoon, welcome along. We're live with you here on BBC Two with the Trampoline and Tumbling Championships coming up later. After Women's Super League football, it's Match of the Day live.
We're back with the Match of the Day team in 45 minutes and a top 10 of goals by defenders. First on BBC One, another weekend of games in the Women's Super League.
Women's Super League action live this afternoon on BBC One. It is Chelsea-Liverpool here from 1:15. Football Focus right now. Hello, Matthew watching with you live Saturday afternoon, middle of November. The weather, the atmosphere, the football. More Sunday night games and goals now with the Women's Football Show.
Hi there, good to have you along this Sunday afternoon on BBC Two. I'm here with you live. Now, WSL action is back. It's kick-off for the two top-of-the-table sides in one big match.
A very Scottish rom-com as two Glaswegians find themselves stranded in the beautiful snowy Scottish Highlands next. Get lost for Christmas, here after more footy action.
Welcome to Sunday afternoon on BBC Two. Kate here with you live and husky. Now to Leigh Sports Village for live WSL action. Manchester United v Liverpool.
Robert De Niro stars in the chilling remake of Cape Fear, your Sunday night movie here in 45 minutes. First, more football and the all-important matter of two blockbuster derbies.
Welcome to Sunday afternoon on BBC Two. Dean Lydiate here live with action from the World Indoor Bowls final and Ski Sunday later, all to come after Match of the Day live.
Now, Now on BBC One, one player scored big today in the WSL.
A packed Sunday schedule for the Women's Super League. All the highlights on BBC One.
Here we go. We are live this Sunday afternoon with the Women's Super League on BBC Two. The transfer window's shut and it's down to business as the Hammers take on the Gunners.
There's no iron team in 45 minutes. We find out the art of assists in Match of the Day Top 10 with Gary, Allen and Micah. Now all the goals from the WSL.
A blockbuster start to Sunday afternoon here on BBC Two. I'm Becky with you live as Southern Big Guns take on a Northern powerhouse. It's Arsenal v Man City in the Women's World Cup.
From the team behind the thick of it, Peter Capaldi, is Malcolm Tucker in the loop at 20 past midnight. After more football, first on BBC One, the Women's Super League.
Welcome to Sunday afternoon on BBC Two. I'm Becky watching with you live, and it's me, you and a sellout crowd for the big North London derby. It's Arsenal v Spurs in the Women's Super League.
Saoirse Ronan stars as a young Irish woman sailing off to a new life. Romantic drama Brooklyn at 20 past 12. As for now, we crack on with the Women's Football Show.
Welcome to Sunday afternoon on BBC Two, and a happy St Patrick's Day if you're celebrating. Dean Lydiate with you live, making way for an extra treat today. We're pitchside for the Women's Super League.
21 Bridges, an incredibly intense American cop thriller is here on BBC One in 45 minutes with such a busy weekend for the Women's Super League.
Welcome to Saturday afternoon on BBC One. Anthony here with you live, and it's a big E. One city, two clubs and several months of bragging rights at stake. Time for the Battle of Manchester, live in the Women's Super League.
Catching up with all this weekend's action now on BBC One, the Women's Football Show.
Now on BBC Two, it's not just about scoring goals, it's about breaking barriers, inspiring generations and showing the world what dedication and passion can achieve.
Nerves run high for a young female boxer from the McGuigan stable at Wembley. That's new after highlights from today's Women's League Cup final.
Sunday on BBC Two, I'm Becky, living every moment live with you on the road to Wembley. Expect a fiery, feisty and full-on semi-final. It's Tottenham versus Leicester in the Women's FA Cup.
It's Sunday afternoon on BBC One. Dan with you. Time to put the work in for the victory. Man United versus Chelsea in the Women's FA Cup.
Talk about contentious. Gary, Allen and Micah debate the Premier League's top 10 midfield pairings in 40 minutes. First, all the best from the Women's Super League.
Sunday afternoon sport on BBC Two continues now with a tough test in the Women's Super League. Everton against Arsenal on Match of the Day Live.
The best first season stars who made the list. Match of the Day top 10 in 45 minutes on BBC One after the stars of the weekend's Super League.
Yes, that's all to come next week. I'm tense already, but let's just focus on the here and now. This is your Sunday afternoon on BBC One. Christy with you live, and we're ready and raring for kick-off.
Afternoon, I'm David with you live on BBC One to a place now where champions rise and stereotypes fall. Live from Wembley, the Women's FA Cup final.
Hello, Anthony here live for a Saturday afternoon battle on BBC Two. The title will be blue, but which shade? Bring on the final day drama live from the Women's Super League.